This is Alicia Buchanan, founder and chief healing officer at Golden Opportunity to Develop, giving you all an opportunity to see if anybody wants to join me. Want to talk about when your faith is being tested. What do you do? When your faith is being tested, what do you do? We have about 12 or 13 days left in 2016. I've stopped counting. But I wanted to share a word of encouragement, and also I wanted to hear from you in terms of what do you do when your faith is being tested. We're at the end of 2016. Some of you all may be in expectation for greatness as we end out this year. Some of you all have set goals, New Year's resolution for 2017, and it's the same thing, but nothing has changed. The same thing, but nothing has changed. You've been waiting for years and years and years and years. You may have even been praying for the same thing over and over and over, and nothing has changed. So what do you do? What do you do? I see you joining me, Aisha, Sheila, Bria. Thank y'all for joining. What do you do when your faith is tested? When you're going through trial after trial and situation after situation and life challenges, what exactly are you going to do? What do you need to do differently? You may even have been through some experiences and you feel like you have your head against the wall, you're buried knee deep, you're overwhelmed, you're down and out. Finances aren't looking the way you want your finances to be looking. So what are you going to do different in 2017? Yes, I see your comment, Sheila. Pray without ceasing. Absolutely pray without ceasing. But there has to be some discipline. Some things have to change. Circumstances have to change. And there even has to be some breakthroughs. So how many people have decorated Christmas trees or put up ornaments? How many people like to do that? I'm one of those people who don't really like to decorate Christmas trees and put up ornaments, but I like to watch and I like to see what other people have done. But notice something about the Christmas tree. When you start to put up your ornaments and you have all those shiny, glittery things, you may have collected some trinkets over the years and decorated your Christmas tree. The same thing applies to our life. We may be collecting some things that we don't necessarily need. There may be some habits that we have formed that aren't really serving us the way that we need to be served. So really think about that. What are some habits that you have accumulated over the year? What are some things that aren't really serving your purpose? It might mean waking up earlier in the morning. I don't know, cutting back on social media. What are some things? Because when we think about our faith being tested, sometimes we put ourselves in the situations that we are in. Sometimes we put ourselves in the situation that we are in. And we tell ourselves that things are pretty and they really aren't. We start to tell ourselves that the grass is greener and it really isn't. Or those ornaments and those habits that we've been forming, they may look shiny, they may look glittery, but all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. So what are some areas that you've been tested in your life? And I've given some examples about finances, Your faith is tested. You may be in expectation for a new relationship. You may even be waiting on some kind of breakthrough in your life. Or maybe there's some brokenness in your life, in a relationship. You've been praying and you've been praying and you've been praying and you've been waiting, and the circumstances haven't changed. But sometimes we're challenged to change ourselves. And it's not the easiest thing to do when you form habits of circumstances, just surviving instead of thriving. And I know that when we were created, when we were formed in our mother's womb, that there were some things that were spoken over our lives. There were some specific things that were spoken over our lives. And there's been some challenges that you've been facing over time. And you're wondering, why are you facing the same challenges over and over and over? Those challenges, consider them to be road maps. And I'm going to say that again. Consider them to be road maps to wisdom. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you for the love. I love you as well. And if you can't stay in, you can always check out the replay. But really want you to think about that. Sometimes those road maps, sometimes those challenges may be road maps to what it is that you are destined to do. We don't consider it that way. We look at it when our faith is being tested, that God is punishing us, or something else bad is going to happen. Always looking at the glass half full, but really, really just considering and taking into account that sometimes those challenges may be roadmaps. If you really look at them, look at the patterns in your circumstances and what you are facing. So just a brief video. I just wanted to come and bring some encouragement to you all. Hopefully I'm still live with technology, but just to bring some encouragement, because if you've been waiting and you have been praying without ceasing, I want you to keep going. Don't get discouraged by your challenges, because life circumstances are going to happen, but just keep moving forward. And I invite you to download my free guide so that you can really take the time, look at those life circumstances that you may have been facing in 2016, so that you could get really, really focused and clear for the new year ahead in 2017, and figure out what kind of road maps it is that God is showing you and what you can do differently. So stay blessed.